Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to do some fun looks using the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette, and I decided I would split them and do one look for the Saint side and one look for the Sinner side. Can you guess which side this is from? So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching and don't forget to stay tuned for the next one. Alright, so as usual, I'm starting out with my lids already primed and set with translucent powder. So I'm first taking a fluffy brush and going into the shade Martyr, and I'm using this all throughout the crease and up onto the brow bone. And I'm just really blending this out. Next up, using a slightly more tapered but still fluffy brush, I'm going into the shade Devil. I'm starting out very light-handed on this, working it through the crease, and I'm trying to keep it a little bit lower than the first shade, but I still want to kind of blow that color out. You want to diffuse it out onto the brow bone and then start diffusing it into the inner corner area as well as onto the outer portion right outside of the eye. Now to clean up the lid, I'm using my Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden, just to kind of make a somewhat of a cut crease. You can use concealer to do this. The color that we're going to lay down next just needs a bit more of a base to really stand out. So treat this like you're going to do a cut crease, but I'm definitely keeping this below where my crease actually starts. Now I'm taking a flat brush with some setting spray and I'm going into the shade Vestment, which is just a very gorgeous, almost like a brown teal, like a duochrome type of shade. It works really well when it's wet. I mean, it's still a beautiful color dry, but if you wet it and then pat it on the lid, you really get that kind of duochrome effect. So I'm placing this down in the same manner that I would do a halo eye, just putting darker portions on the inner and outer corners and sweeping a bit through right below the crease and just leaving a blank space in the center. And I'm really packing this on because I really want the, duochrome nature of this shadow to really show. Now I'm taking a tapered blending brush and going into the shade Ashes. I absolutely love this color for the crease area. It doesn't seem like it would be a normal crease shade, but it's gorgeous. And I'm just using this to kind of blur out where the shade that we just laid down meets the Devil shade. Now I'm taking another flat brush and spraying it with some setting spray, and I'm going into the shade Exodus, and I'm just going to start placing this in that vacant center space. This color is great wet or dry, but when it's wet, it really stands out more. And now as I'm seeing my eye, I'm noticing that I didn't leave enough blank space open. You really want to look straight on and make sure that your halo portion is right where your pupil is so that it doesn't look awkward. So I just took a little bit of my Eden Primer Potion, added a little bit of extra concealing to the side that was missing some, and blended that out. Now I'm just going back over that area with some of that Exodus shade to really pack on that lime color. And this color really does pack a good punch. I feel like my brush got a little bit dry halfway through this. I probably should have re-wet it to really get the color to stand out more, but it did layer really nicely. And now I'm just taking that flat brush that I was using before, going back into the Vestment shade and just kind of cleaning up the edges around where I just put the Exodus shade down. Now I'm taking a flat brush and spraying it with setting spray and going back into that Vestment shade. And I'm just going to run this all along the lower lash line. And I definitely went back and really kind of smudged it and brought it down a little bit lower. Now I'm taking a pencil brush and going into the shade Ashes, and I'm just running this along the lower lash line right underneath the previous color to really smoke it out. Now I'm taking kind of a flat, fluffy brush, going back into the shade Devil, and I'm using this to just kind of lightly blend that reddish orange shade underneath the lash line. I'm coming down pretty low with this, lower than the previous two lines, because I really just want that shading of red-orange all around the eye. So I definitely started very light with this and built up the color and just kind of checked to see if I liked the way it looked. Now for yet another flat brush with setting spray. This time I'm going into the shade Rapture, which is one of the shadow toppers. This is just a shimmery, sparkly pink shade. I'm first placing most of it on the actual inner corner itself, Then I'm dragging the leftovers on the lower and upper area. I'm basically placing it right on top of the devil shade just to add a little bit of shimmer on the inner portions. Now I'm just taking my Tartist Pro double-ended liner. I'm using the pencil side to just line some black liner in my waterline as well as tightline my upper lash line. Then flipping it over to the other side, I'm using the felt tip portion to add some winged liner. Alright guys, here is the finished look using the center portion of the Kat Von D Saint and Center palette. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and stay tuned for a look using the Saint side of the palette. Bye guys!